our logo file, importing a bunch of images and doing something really important with those images called embedding. I think this video is going to be on the shorter end, however, the embedding part is unbelievably crucial. So we have our completed research. I have my folder up here called logo that I have, if you double click it, has all my stuff inside that we went over last time. It's really important now that you've limited down to 3, one from each category: a base photo of a lion, logo inspiration for like general kind of minimalistic look, and then a flair item, whether that be something that's on the lion or how it formats, like with the shield here or the mountains on this one. We'll be importing all 3 photos into Illustrator after we set up the file. So I'm going to open up Adobe Illustrator right down here, and we'll let it load. Okay. So now that Adobe Illustrator is loaded, I'm looking at my cloud documents right now. I'm just going to go back to the home screen. We're going to hit Create New or File New, either one. Right here is Create New. File New is up there. You can choose. I'm going to be hitting Create New. Again, as always with all files, make sure that you set your file up correctly. It is very important. First things first, double check that it's in inches. Give us a good print. The width and the height are both going to be 5 by 5. It'll be easier to make it in a square format. Afterwards, though, it can be presented in a lot of things, but as we're designing it, we'll keep it simple in a 5 by 5 square. Where it says Untitled 1 at the top, delete that, select delete that, do first name, last name, logo. And then that way you'll have your file. Double check that these right here are all good. They're always going to be the same all year. Color mode CMYK, raster effects high, and preview mode default. Go ahead and hit create. Before you ask, orientation doesn't matter because it's a square. All right, I'm going to hit create. It'll take a second here. Should have a square. If you're looking at a rectangle, you done goofed. All right, we're going to be importing our images, and we need them on different layers. So what I'm going to do first is zoom out a little bit. We'll hold down Command and hit minus about twice, and then I'm going to put 2 fingers on the trackpad and swipe that guy to the left. Layers. They're located, this is like the hotkey for layers right here. It looks like 2 slices of cheese. If you click on that, you'll see you only have 1 layer right now, layer 1. If that's not there, a way that you can get to it is Window at the top of your screen, and then Layers right here. We'll bring you to the same thing. All right. Now, let's import photos. I'm going to not minimize Illustrator, but I'm going to shimmy it over. If you look at my mouse cursor right here, I'm going to move it all the way over to the right. You can barely see it, but you see a little bit of an arrow. I'm going to click and hold and drag to the left. And if you put your folder with your stuff in the top right of your desktop, like I asked, this will make it very easy. Go ahead, find that folder, double click it to open it. We can move this over here so you can still see the white part of your canvas. And then we're going to choose first the stock photo of the lion that you want to do. I am going to, we'll ignore that. I'm going to take this one right here, and I'm going to click and drag it into the white space of my logo. There we go. I had to click back into Illustrator to see it. All right. Before we do anything, we can move this around and size this up. So let's go ahead and do that together. In Illustrator, if you ever go to one of these corner pockets and you can see your cursor change, you can click and drag and it'll make it bigger. However, you're going to see that the lion can look really weird this way. As you're moving it or sizing it, hold down the Shift key and you'll see that your lion scales perfectly. Do not worry about what is outside the box if it doesn't matter. Only inside the box right here will actually print. Get the line to where you want, like that. You know, relative, almost filling the box. And then click off the picture. That will complete it. Do not be concerned at how pixelated this is. We are tracing it later. That's all we're doing. This image will not be in your logo at all. In your layers where it says layer 1, double click that. And we're going to rename this layer. I'm going to call this stock photo. And then you can click off of that. We're going to do one more thing to it while we have it here. Off to the right of the name stock photo, just about right where I am right now, double tap. Click, click. That will bring up layer options. You'll see that this layer is set to light blue, so anytime we have it selected, light blue is the color that it will be. We want to do one extra thing. Dim images. Click that. 50% is perfect, and then hit OK. And you'll see now it'll be a lot easier to trace that in a little bit. The last thing we want to do to this layer is lock it. This eyeball here hides a layer just like it does in Sketchbook. This right here, lock, well, actually, when nothing's there, you can't even see it. But if you click in that empty space, a lock pad will come up. That way we don't accidentally ever edit this photo. Before we import another photo, we need to make a new layer for this new photo to go on. So I'm going to go down here to the plus sign, and if I hover over it, you'll see that it says Create New Layer. I'm going to click that, and you'll see that it's called Layer 2. Go back over here, click off into the little white space if you see like right here. And then we're going to upload your minimalistic logo of your choice that you will also be utilizing with this. The one that I think would best suit this side lion is actually this one right here. So I'm going to take this guy and swipe him in. And then maybe click in Illustrator. There we go. Don't know why it's not opening. Don't worry about the watermark or anything like that. We just need this to kind of look at it in a little bit. Hold Shift and click and drag to stretch it up. And then go ahead and resize a little bit this way as well. Move it down. Click off of it. And then where it says Layer 2, double tap. And then rename this Mini, M-I-N-I, logo. Click off. We got to change the settings for this one too. So similar to how we did with stock photo, double tap right there off to the side. Dim images to 50%. You can see the color for this is light red, so anytime we have this image selected, you're going to see a light red box rather than a blue. I'll show you here. Boom, select. See how it has a red box? That's why. And then we need to lock it again, so click in here and lock it. All right, one last part for today's video. I'm going to go back to here, looking at your possible flare items. I'm going to be choosing this top one right here. With like the mountain and the sun, and I'm going to click and drag that guy down in as well. Oh, he ended up being really big. Oh, interesting. He opened up in a new file entirely. I don't want that. I don't want that. We'll have to figure out why that is occurring. Maybe I still have some. Oh, yes, look at this. Making a mistake live. Both layers are locked. It won't add a new photo to that layer. So I'm going to hit the plus sign down here to make a third layer. Now I bet you that if I click and drag in, and then I click in Illustrator, there it is. Now it's in the file. So if that's occurring to you, there's a great reason as to why. I'm going to have to zoom out because this photo is gigantic. I'm going to hold Shift and actually downsize this just to get it into a more reasonable size. I'm going to double tap where it says Layer 3, and I'm going to rename this one Flare. F-L-A-I-R? Yeah. Maybe. After you rename it, click off the text somewhere else and dim the images to 50% on this green layer, and then lock it. Next class now, next video, we will be ready to actually start editing things, but we have all of our source photos in here. One last thing that we have to do, I'm sorry, we're going to unlock every single one. We'll hide the ones we won't use. We'll work backwards from Flare. Select your photo, like literally click it. And then with the photo itself, up here in the top when you have the photo selected, you're going to see the word embed. Go ahead and click embed. What this does, if you don't do it anyway, it doesn't know where to utilize your photo from. Like it's still pulling it from the source of where it is on your computer. However, if you embed it, it doesn't need the source of where the photo comes from. So now we can lock the layer and hide it. Let's move down to mini logo, select the layer, select the photo, embed. Lock the layer, hide the layer. Show the layer, select it, let's select the photo, and last but not least, embed. Lock the layer. If you want to, you can leave this one shown, because we're actually going to start with your stock photo of your lion in the next one. So for now, make sure to file save to cloud like we normally do, and you are good to go.